Okay, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Christina Perro from the Green Center. I'm happy to be with you all this afternoon. Just some housekeeping items. I will be sporadically posting a few things in the chat. One is the survey, which would be really beneficial if you would complete at the end of the program. If you do have any questions during the presentation, it would be appreciated if you would post the question in the chat, and then we will get to it. And then we'll also have time at the end for questions as well. So without further ado, I'm really thankful to have two of my colleagues from the Green Center, Dave Kodabaka and Jody Wren, who will introduce themselves right now, and we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thanks, Christina. Good afternoon, everybody, or good day or morning, whenever you're viewing this video. My name is David Kodabaka. You can call me Dave. I'm a career advisor at the Green Center. I'm happy to be here with you. Jody, if you want to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Jody Wren. I'm the Director of Advising and Career Communities at the Green Center. We're excited to connect with you today. After Dave talks a little bit about how we can support you, I think we'll end with some more directives about specifically how you can connect with the Green Center. So we look forward to answering any questions you might have, but I'll kick it back over to Dave if you want to get us started.
Yeah, thanks, Jody. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you. So in terms of sharing my screen, all right, we're going to pop up this. All right, so thanks again for coming. This is the Backpack to Briefcases career planning in the COVID-19 era presentation. If you're viewing this recording-wise, you know, absolutely reach out to us if you have any questions regarding this presentation. You know, we'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Okay, so getting started, we know that entering the workforce right now is a little bit unexpected and surreal for you, especially in the COVID-19 timeline. So some industries and sectors we realize are instituting hiring freezes, unemployment rising, and this isn't the world that you envisioned entering, but you're not alone in this. There are several immediate and long-term actions that you can take right now that can assist you in preparing for this, especially for preparing to increase your appeal to organizations who are hiring, networking, connecting with professionals online and over the phone, and organizing and managing your resources to enhance your competencies and create actionable goals for yourself. So today we're going to talk about resources and strategies that you can use for your success in navigating this new reality. But we also want to recognize that you are already adjusting so well to this environment, so much within this disrupted landscape. So there's transitioning to online learning, there's essentially new living circumstances to considering internship and full-time roles with the complexities that COVID-19 brings. And so we at the Green Center are always here for you. And so if you have any questions or want to reach out, feel free to schedule an appointment with one of our advisors. We'd be happy to connect with you along your journey. Okay. So getting started in this whole sort of environment is kind of a 5-step process if we think about this. So reflecting, being practical, staying connected, being action-oriented, and taking care of yourself. So being reflective, taking a pause and reflecting on your approach. This is a new environment for all of us, including myself. So thus, you might need to step out of your comfort zone in order to adapt and learn new techniques, including technologies. So Zoom, Skype, phone, anything like that. So what do you need? What are your strengths? Where do you struggle, and who can you turn to, either in your network or out of your network, whoever? Being practical. So for some of you, your plans, you know, going into the industry, launching yourself into your career path, may have to shift a bit to adapt to the changing environment. Some companies have changed their recruiting needs, going online, canceling opportunities, and moving some start dates around. And some industries are becoming even more necessary and targeted for this new environment. So we want to be understanding of that, while others are being a little bit more contracting for the time being. okay? Thus, you might need to adapt a practical approach to shift your job search around with organizations that are hiring at this time. So understanding that balance can be important for you. In many cases, the skills and interests or the skills and tasks that you do in one area can be transferable to another. This is something that we talk about a lot in our advising sessions and our programs for students like yourself to understand how your skills and experiences transfer over to other industries as well. So making sure that you understand your soft skills and competencies like teamwork, adaptability, and critical thinking. While some of your technical skills can be learned independently through online resources and non-credit bearing courses to give you the edge you need. Staying connected. So we all have people within our networks who can connect with us for various reasons. So for family, friends, coworkers, anybody that we know, really. And some of these individuals can help us find and secure these positions. So that can be really important for us to be successful. So stay connected with these people. Utilize LinkedIn and social media networks, and even Handshake. And think about how these people, think about those people who you've interacted one time at a conference or, in a class or something like that. How can they be beneficial for you? And we encourage you all to remain agile and flexible and continue making progress on any applications that you are going through right now, especially on Handshake applications. Confirm any upcoming interviews. Understand, are they going to be remote? Or are they going to be phone? We're going to talk about that a little bit, about those, especially the remote areas of interviewing. Understanding, like any potential job or internship offers that are on the table, and talking about alternate locations if necessary. And if you're meeting in person, taking the necessary precautions and avoiding handshakes and substitute with verbal greetings if it becomes necessary for that. Being action-oriented, it's easier said than done, but by being assertive and action-oriented and being creative as well, you can make this process a little bit less daunting for yourself, right? So needing to be proactive, though, for yourself in this process, connecting with many individuals and being comfortable with the unknown, which can be scary at times. And by organizing yourself and building a plan that suits you and your abilities, you can find success. Finally, and I think one of the most important things out of this whole process, though, is taking care of yourself. We know that this is a lot, and you may feel like you're alone in this, and trying to find an opportunity that's both secure and fits with your own goals and ideals, while also keeping your own head above water, right? But you aren't alone. You have so many people available to you, including the Green Center, that can help you with this whole process. And you also have people like alumni in the collective, Melior Collective or LinkedIn, that can help you with this process. Your own faculty members and classmates can also assist you with this. Anyone that is in your network, can help you with this whole process. Share your struggles and accomplishments, both your positives and your struggles, right? It's great if you get a job. Share that out. Get some applause, get that encouragement for yourself. But recognize that the job search may take longer than expected because we still don't know how long this is going to last. So be patient and kind to yourself. Give yourself some breaks, learn some strategies to help with organizing your thoughts and information, and reach out to others if you notice yourself getting stuck. All right, so the next thing that we want to talk about is networking. And we always talk about the importance of networking, and it is as important, if not more so, to talk about it during this time of COVID-19. I'm calling this out again, even though we talked a little bit about it in the previous slide, just because it's so important, right? This may be new for some of you, but for others, this might be a repeated kind of thing. You've probably heard us talk a lot about it, but it is really, really, really important. But if you've found success, keep going with it. Utilize the same strategies that you've been using. Go with it. Keep going with it, okay? I'm going to take this time to talk about some resources that we have regarding the networking. You see Melior Collective on the slide there. We want to utilize the collective, LinkedIn, and engaging employers on social media as much as possible. These are accessible at all times for you, even after you graduate, so you can access these at any time. Making sure that you keep your profiles updated, even when you're doing remote projects, internships, or freelance work. And we're going to talk about some of those concepts later and some of the resources that we've curated for you. These are so important to help you enhance your strategy and show companies what you're capable of, okay? And a significant number of professionals are working remotely and connected to electronic devices. So take advantage of that by reaching out and asking for informational interviews. But as a reminder, if you don't know what an informational interview is, an informational interview is a meeting, either phone, Zoom, or Skype, or in person during sometimes, outside of COVID-19 situations, featuring a conversation about a particular company or industry of interest for you, and just asking questions, getting some curiosity going with that, learning a little bit about them. You find someone in your profession and you learn a little bit about them. The other thing to think about is joining online professional groups. So, source information, respond to questions if you have the answer, and get yourself out there. Make sure that you sound as professional as possible. Make connections through those resources, okay? All right, so Handshake. You probably heard us talk a lot about Handshake, but have you checked it recently? There's been some really cool updates on this, and I want to talk to you about this real quick. One of the articles that's linked on here is the 500 companies hiring students on Handshake right now. There is a link on this slide, and it has a cool little feature in the actual article where you can search for positions based on company name, industry, and location, and then go over to your U of R account in Handshake and then source those opportunities to find what works best for you. So that's really cool. There's over 500 in-demand companies. There's thousands of internship postings out there, so look at that. Use keywords such as remote to find what you're looking for. And then follow up with any pending applications. Try to find that out for yourself, because some have changed their job duties, some have changed their start dates or length of time, anything like that. If you've already secured your opportunity, check in with your supervisors and make sure there's no other surprise changes with your timeline or duties. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about how to get started broadly and the importance of networking, but let's talk about some tools also that can be at your disposal. So our team has built a toolkit for yourself on our website under our Responding to COVID-19 page that can help you navigate this effectively, okay? And all of it can be found under that site. So we're going to go through each one separately. So remote job boards. These provide users with remote jobs, internships, and short-term projects that are from diverse industries and professions that you can gain experience right now and develop those skills while adhering to social distancing guidelines. Some states, may be lifting those, other states may not be. But the moral of the story is, these opportunities are out there, and so that way you can start practicing with them now. And we've vetted a handful of these that can be found on our website. So two that we want to point out are Parker Dewey and Promazo. You can find some of this stuff on Handshake itself too. But we've established relationships with these firms that offer micro internships. These are paid short-term projects that range in length from about 5 to 40 hours in total. And these projects can help you demonstrate your skills, explore career paths, and build your network as you seek the full-time role. So job market perspectives is another part of our website that we have, that we've vetted for you and curated some content. So our alumni have partnered with us to share their perspectives on how industries and employers are being impacted by COVID-19 and how they're responding. These perspectives are shared through articles, podcasts, and videos, and the videos are created by our own staff in this section of the website. So one helpful resource is actually right there in front of you on the slide. It's called Briefcases Hiring Tracker. This tool shows regular updates, and you'll see on the actual screen it says last updated at 4/16. That's when we took this picture. And which companies are confirmed to be hiring for full-time and internship roles and which have canceled their opportunities. So you can definitely search through that right now and see what's going on. And finally, virtual interviewing. So due to everything surrounding COVID-19, a lot of companies are shifting their interviewing practices to virtual or remote sort of or online virtual interviews. So we want you to make sure that you practice your skills for going into this new way of doing interviews, right? So it's important to understand the best practices and strategies. So preparing in advance is really important. So treating it just like an in-person or phone interview. Researching the employer, so important, just even like in an in-person interview, right? We're always researching the employer. We're always understanding, why are we going into this interview in the first place? Why did we apply for this position? And reading reviews from peers about this position or company, and scope out recent company news coverage. And then also, but most importantly, knowing your own story and being able to tell it. So understanding your resume, your social media, and being able to articulate that clearly to the interviewer. Also, understanding your first impressions. So, understanding that you're staring into a camera instead of a person's face. So being able to be mindful of that, being able to smile and give a good first impression of, how you would want to present yourself as an in-person environment, in the same way that you would do in front of a camera. And then in connection with that, understanding your background. So understanding, what's behind you, what are some noises that are happening around you. So if you have roommates or pets or anything, making sure that there's no disruptions within your video call, so that way you have the best experience possible. And finally, being present, so making sure that you share your portfolio or website if you need to, so you can share your screen if you need to, and making sure you give some head nods, making sure you're, affirming that you're there, that you're present, that you're listening to them, right? And jotting down some questions instead of typing things, jotting down questions on a notepad, and then making sure you have your own questions ready to present to them when needed. And responding after you say goodbye. So as we all know, responding through a thank you note is always important. So within 24 hours, sending an email thank you note, addressing some of the things that you've learned in the interview, some of the takeaways and next steps, and making sure that you follow up within the next few weeks with them, just like you would in any other case. And if there is a recruiter message, respond appropriately. And then finally, we also have so many other videos that are available on our website, including this one that'll be on there. So making sure you subscribe to the Green Center on YouTube and look at our website for more videos that are available for you. And then also, besides all those resources that we just talked about, there are so many additional Green Center resources that we offer you. So advising, we have expanded our one-on-one advising hours through the remote or the virtual platform, through Zoom and through phone. So we're able to be more available to you. So you can schedule meetings with us through Handshake, or email us if you have any questions or need guidance. We'd be happy to help you. And these are available after you graduate as well. Handshake is still the best place, in our opinion, to find postings from alumni and employers that are specifically looking for U of R candidates, because they are connected with our office specifically. So keeping your profile updated, especially if you do some of these remote based internships or projects that are short term, putting that on your resume. Even if you created your own project yourself, definitely put that on there. Making sure that if they're messaging you, make sure to message them back as needed. There's so many internship reviews, hundreds of thousands of internship reviews on Handshake right now that you can start playing around with. That would be really good for you to do. And you can start interacting with students and alumni through peer messaging within the platform itself. So there's a lot of cool tools and features within Handshake that are important for your success. And then self-discovery, networking, and storytelling resources. So the networking is coming up again, and it's so important, right? So accessing the Green Center self-discovery tools to explore your interests within Career Explorer, which is kind of like our assessment for exploring your careers, the possible careers and interests related to your personality and your skill set. Also looking at careers in Vault, looking at some of the career exploratory guides within the vault.com resource within Handshake, and connecting with alumni and others in the U of R community through Melior Collective, like we mentioned. And there's other resources within our website to help you with resumes, cover letters, interview prep, and networking tips. And then finally, skill building. You can also continue to enhance your skill set, both technical and soft skills, by taking non-credit bearing courses such as Coursera, edX, and LinkedIn Learning. There's a lot of things out there for you. So in closing, I want to reiterate that this is in unprecedented time, that you and those around you may have tons of questions and are unsure about what to do or where to turn, while others may have found some measure of success, right, going through this process during this time. So, but we all will have our ups and downs, and every day is something new. We definitely know that for sure through this time. And the Green Center is always going to be here for you, whether you need some short-term guidance or some long-term reevaluation and exploration of your possibilities. So we hope to talk to you soon. So I'm sure that you have tons of questions, and this is the end of our slideshow. So let's open up to the rest of this workshop to answer those, if there's anybody in attendance right now. We also have a link for our feedback form. But if you're watching this video, if you want to email your questions as well to one of our team members or the career.center@rochester.edu email address, we'd be happy to assist you with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. That was very insightful and really valuable. Thank you for sharing all of that. We do have a question. You did touch upon our virtual resources. In particular, what would you recommend is offered for practice interviews, mock interviews? And the question is, could students schedule appointments with advisors to tackle some of that?
Do you want me to take that one, Dave? Give you a break, take a drink of water.
Yep.
Thank you for asking. Dave mentioned some of the resources we have. So specifically around virtual resources and how to successfully navigate those. On our COVID website that Christina has shared out through chat, there are some articles in there, some blogs, and we've actually created a short video, a 3 to 5 minute video that goes over tips for that as well, so that you can start practicing. Additionally, that's something that we can do with you because you will be using Zoom or a HireVue similar type technology. Creating an appointment, scheduling an appointment through Handshake, and actually doing and running through and doing some mock interviews with an advisor, I think is a great way to start practicing. And so you can schedule that appointment with any of our advisors. Like Dave mentioned, we have expanded our one-on-one advising appointment availability. So there's some during the day and a few at night as well. So if you're across the country, across the world, across the globe, there's some availability in times as well.
Thank you, Jody. Are there any other questions? You can also use the raise hand function. You can type in the chat. Or if there's anything that Dave or Jody, if you would like to share that's additional, feel free to do that.
Yeah, I think I just want to note, and I think it's summarized really well in what David talked about, and I think he talked about the tactical resources, but I just want to share that, you know, part of what we've been doing is really monitoring and trying to proactively reach out to our employers, our alumni, and our tech partners, Handshake being a key one, to see how we can best identify opportunities to support our students, our seniors in particular, to create opportunities. We're also really actively curating and creating resources to respond to the changing dynamic market that we're finding ourselves in. We're also part of a work group that's pulling people across the college to create opportunities for students to continue to build their skills this summer. So I think if you've got ideas, if you have insights, if you have perspectives that you'd like to share, we are absolutely open to them and want to work with you all on looking for opportunities to do just that. So again, our email is career.center@rochester.edu. You can also email me directly. We're in the directory as well. So I just want to make sure that we're available and open to support you in all the way. Another thing I want to mention is that Dave brought that in as well, is that upon graduation, I know most of you are seniors that are on this. We're still here to help you. So our services continue even after you graduate. So I don't really see any other questions coming through at the moment. So maybe last call for questions.
Hi, Christina. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, Rachel, thank you
I
so much.
was in class. I couldn't come through, but hi, guys. I'm Rachel. I'm the senior class president. Thank you for putting this on. I know it's just me and Ara here. It's frustrating. You know, 70 people said they wanted this in our survey, and
You know what?
you know how it goes.
That's okay.
You know
We'll
how it goes.
record it. We'll put it on our website and people
Great.
can view it.
Well, it's nice to see you guys. Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
So nice to see you.
Oh,
Oh.
Brendan's here too.
Brendan's here too. Let's make sure to note that.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us. Appreciate it.
Anything else before we go?
No, thank you, Senior Class Council, for giving us this
Yeah.
opportunity. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for this, and I appreciate being able to facilitate this conversation for you all to listen. So thank you.
Thank you to Dave and Jody. Really appreciate everything you've done.
All right, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations to the seniors.
Congratulations.
Yes, definitely.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.